You are listening to AM Thunder, the official pay-per-view review show of Kayfabe Talk Radio. And now your hosts, Eric the Red and Mr. Bones. Alright, everybody. This may not be KTR live, but welcome to the first in a while AM Thunder broadcast live. I am Eric the Red, joined along with
Mr. Bones. Oh, it's good to do with AM Thunder.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I would say it would be a good thing to do an AM Thunder, but then we got to review a pretty bad shit show.
And then, you know, it sucks, dude. You know, it sucks. It's like, I was one of those guys that back in, like, a year or 2 years ago were like, I want to bring back the No Mercy pay-per-view. I want to bring back these pay-per-views from the Attitude Era. Little did I know that WWE would bring them back and it would just be like every other fucking pay-per-view that there was, where they would just use the name.
The thing with No Mercy, when them calling it No Mercy, it's like, okay, then how is this more brutal than any of the other pay-per-views? I mean, other than one spot where we'll talk about later, for the most part, it wasn't that brutal. You know, like these were just mostly regular matches. No one was getting fucking like destroyed with a metal chair. Like, you can't call something No Mercy, and you know, you do a little like vignette in the beginning, like a promo in the beginning. Before, you know, and then the credits roll, and then you calling it, it's darkness and man and all that bullshit, and it's like, okay, maybe we're gonna get some like fucking brutal like spots where people are getting like destroyed. No, none of
that. Well, you know what, man? Great Balls of Fire should have been called No Mercy, and this should have been called, well, it shouldn't have been called nothing should have been called Great Balls of Fire, but July should have been called fucking No Mercy. That's when, like, fucking Roman threw Braun, you know, drove Braun backwards into a truck, and, like, there was more blood and whatnot.
Oh, you mean the one time they could have maybe gotten him over?
Yeah, the one time they could have got him over, instead of here where it's like, I'm gonna get the torch passed to me. Believe that.
You know what? At this point, I don't even want to talk about him anymore. I'm so fucking done. Like, he's like Voldemort to me. Like, I'm not gonna if I do refer to him, I'm not gonna mention his name. Because I'm going to prove a fucking point. I'm going to prove a point to the rest of the dipshit fans that you keep booing him and booing him and booing him. And they're not getting anywhere. Because, guess what? Vince doesn't give a fuck if you don't like him or not. You're giving him crowd reaction, and that's the one thing he wants. And because the crowd reaction, that makes it acceptable for him to sell all his fucking bullshit products. And you're seeing more and more kids buy it because they think, oh, he's like John Cena, where people say he sucks.
But I don't think he sucks. There's gotta be, you know what? There's gotta be a reason. There's gotta be like a reasonable understanding for Vince and WWE to know, hey, he's not getting a crowd reaction.
Vince is fucking senile. I'm convinced.
No, dude. I blame the fans. I blame the fans because here's why. Think about this. Neville was not getting any crowd reaction whatsoever. What did they do? They turned him heel and made one of the biggest believable heels within the Cruiserweight division and the fucking guy that made that division relevant. And then you had, fucking, dude, I don't see Jason Jordan, you know, being a babyface for too much longer. No one's getting behind him. Everyone knows he's a good wrestler, but nobody's getting behind him. There's a lot of people.
The gimmick is so bad.
It is.
That gimmick
is bad.
Fucking terrible.
But it doesn't help. But it doesn't help that he's not good on the mic at all. He needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
Let's just get
Let's
into
get into the
this.
pay-per-view proper.
Okay,
Or
so
over the pre-show anyway.
alright, so I went back and watched it. The pre-show match, we had Elias against Apollo Crews, and
Pretty
Elias
good.
defeated him.
Pretty good. I liked it. I liked
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty
I
good.
thought it was for being like basically the opening match. I'm not technical. It wasn't the curtain jerker, but I mean for being like a bullshit pre-show match, people are just getting into their seats for. And there were a lot of people in their seats already for the pre-show match.
Yeah.
I thought he was good. I really haven't watched too many matches of Elias Sampson. I mean, I liked his work, what he did with Finn Balor, but I thought he's good here. You know, I think he, for the most part, could be the guy that they replace, and that they could use to replace Puke, because you know he's fucking dead in the water. Because you know what? Unlike Corbin, this dude actually looks kind of fucking menacing. Like, and he has like this weird gimmick, like that you can actually go, hey, maybe he is like a fucking like deranged roadie that goes like from town to town.
You know who I would? You know what I would do? You know who I would? I would actually replace Bray Wyatt with Elias.
Have you given up on him yet?
We'll get into Southern Santa Claus.
Oof.
We'll get into fucking chubby cheeks there.
The eater of buffets.
Yeah, the eater of pins, whatever you want to call him.
I have several names. That is the stupidest name that they could have gave him, was like the eater of worlds. So
somebody, they didn't give it to him. Some fan gave him that. Down in Full Sail.
Yeah, but that's so stupid. It's
I know. Trust me, I know. Yeah.
It's a fat joke. Like,
yeah, I know.
Why would you use that? That's like everyone like using like the garbage fire as an actual like nickname. I mean, Cena used it to make fun of Corbin, but I mean, like, if he had taken it seriously and it's like, oh yeah, that's my nickname now. I am the garbage fire.
Hey, it's the same exact way.
God.
It's the same exact way how they beautify up Nia Jax, and then they say she's not like most girls. Clearly we could see aesthetically why she's not like most girls. That's why I'm not a fan of that whole theme song and that whole not like most girls catchphrase, because without the height and the weight, you're pretty much like every other girl. But you know, we'll stay synchronized here. But yeah, man, Elias, I've been watching this guy since he was down in NXT. I actually known what he was like before the Drifter gimmick, and you know, he was a regular job guy. He was, you know, he could take really good bumps, but like he went away for a little bit. They brought him back in this gimmick, and I feel like it's getting more momentum on the roster. NXT, believe it or not, NXT didn't translate that well at all. People hated this guy, like genuinely hated him, but it wasn't like, fuck you, I want to see you get your ass kicked, which I mean it was, but it was more like, fuck you, go away, like please go away.
It was ex-hockey.
It was really bad.
I don't get why, because he is actually kind of entertaining, and he has a good look.
Well, you know what I think it is? People that watch NXT now are now developed and have now developed some fucking telekinesis or fucking foresight now, where they're like, okay, they fucked up the Ascension, who was really good down in NXT. They fucked up Anna Rose, who was good down in NXT. They fucked up pretty much 70% of the NXT roster that is now on the main roster. So they're like, okay, Elias ain't gonna do anything on there, so we're just gonna boo it before it begins. and then sure enough, he's the one guy out of everyone else that they're like, hey, we can actually do something with him. We actually have no reason to fuck him up. Which, by the way, I will say though, one thing I am worried about this guy is once they take the guitar away from him, because you know how WWE is, they love to take. They love to take and give to other people. Once they take that guitar away from him down the road, that guy's doomed. Because that thing is helping him right now. The fact he can actually play guitar. The singing thing, I understand he's not the greatest singer, but, dude, that's
like
the
he's doing it more for comedic effect.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love it. I laugh every time he does it, where he's just like, this town's garbage.
Yeah, like that's how it's like if you're gonna do cheap heat, that does make the most sense for someone to like go out and like go on a fucking guitar. But I mean, if they wanted to make him more menacing, they could. Like he kind of looks like a deranged roadie that's like gonna like go nuts and stab somebody.
Yeah, and see,
like,
and here's the. Oh well, that's pretty much what he is, dude. He's fucking He's a jacked fucking roadie, who's pretty much like supposed to. He's the drifter. That's exactly what he is. He's supposed to drift around and wind up in bars and wind up down the road, and you know, you just see him, and like if you look at him the wrong way, goodbye.
And even if it's a cool name. I mean, they don't even need to call him Elias. They could just call him the Drifter. It's a cool fucking like. It's like a really cool fucking gimmick name. You know?
But see, this is why I'd rather have him than Bray now, is because at least because they're keeping Bray around for the entrance for the whole light thing. Dude, just give the fucking make the crowd do the fucking cell phone gimmick during his entrance or during his song before the match. That's it. That's it. And then they can say, "Wow, some of the people in the audience are walking with Elias." That's all you need to fucking do.
Yeah.
But we'll get to Bray. So, but I will say though, I think it's sad that this guy Apollo Crews is just, you know, pretty much he has someone he had and still kind of has a lot of potential, and it's just what can we do with Apollo Crews to salvage this guy? Because you and I have been talking, and Earls, we've been talking for weeks now what we could do, but I don't know, man.
Get him the hell away from Titus O'Neil. Put him over on. Put him with the New Day. That's one they could. Can they
get character out of him? Can they get character out of him? That's my question. I
mean, but they really haven't given him anything. Like, have they given him any like good promos or anything like he hasn't been able to get his like character across because for some reason fucking Vince thinks he's too smiley, and you know he's a really good worker. It's just a shame that he's, you know, basically stuck doing what he's doing, and it's just not translating. People are not going to get behind him because you don't hear any like promos from the guy ever. Yet he comes out, he either wins to like some fucking jobber, and it's basically, you know, he basically wins to some jobber. He takes the pin, or it's a boring fucking match, and he's like the big black version of Kalisto.
Well, you know, it's funny. Those guys were and Tozawa too. Those guys were actually like a group where like they're all good friends from like working together on the indies.
So what, did they piss in someone's cornflakes or something? Is they all ended up being jobbers?
I guess. Well, Tozawa's still a big player over on 205, but you know, I mean, yeah, probably Kalisto and Apollo pissed in someone's cornflakes.
You know, sometimes you like too much positivity ends up being annoying to somebody. That's probably what happened.
That's why New Day got over, because it was so obnoxious that it became ironic, and now it's like borderline fucking like insanity that people are just like, yeah, I love the New Day. So They trust and trust me. You and I were getting sick of them, and now they found a way. They found a way to have longevity. So, but yeah, maybe Apollo, if he could have character, put him with them. But I mean, I don't know. Gotta find something for this guy to do. Titus gotta go, and Titus gotta go. This is just fucking bad. I stand by when I say that you can't have a manager who's 7 feet or close to 7 feet tall and the wrestler's like a good 6-7 inches smaller than him. That would be like Bobby Heenan being the wrestler and Big John Studd being the manager. So.
Oh, you know what? It could work. It would have worked if the guy was like really lanky.
Yo,
like,
yeah.
He's not a big muscly dude. He's not like a well built dude. If the dude's like really tall, but he's like, you know, like he's really tall, but he's got like an Ichabod Crane or like a God, trying to think, what the fuck is his name? Oh, Jimmy Hart.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if Jimmy Hart was, if Jimmy Hart was like fucking 6'5" or whatever, and he's really lanky, then like a Zack Sabre, then sure, I could see that. But well, let's move on here. Let's see, we got The Miz defending the Intercontinental title against Jason Jordan, and right out of the gate, Miz had really big pop.
He had the biggest pop of the entire night, other than maybe
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. I mean, I guess so because
That's
I mean,
good.
No, it's
good.
Well, you know what though? You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the problem with I'm gonna try to say this nicely, but here's the problem with WWE sheep. I'm just gonna say it. I was watching videos of like people at No Mercy live who are like these people who are like in their teenage years or like, you know, like they have like thousands of subscribers and they're like their whole channel's just WWE stuff. Like they have all the replica belts, and there's one person in particular I was watching, and they're talking about the Miz versus Jason Jordan match, and they're like, I hate going to WWE crowds because they mess up the whole storyline because Jason Jordan has to get cheered and he's then booed. And then I just can't help them. I think to myself, this is what it's come down to. It's come down to WWE fans are trying to defend the WWE so much. Where they're like, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to cheer Jason Jordan. You're supposed to boo The Miz. Well, yeah, in theory you are, but when you when the one guy is in a shitty storyline, what do you think is gonna happen?
I mean, you're gonna boo. Well, you're gonna boo somebody when they suck, and dear God, does he suck? Like, does Jordan suck on the mic? He's not at all in the least bit. Like he's a good worker. He's a fantastic worker, but he has a terrible gimmick right now, and he's bad on the mic. I understand why the crowd's not getting behind him. You know, like the crowd reactions, like really another like Sun gimmick. Like, so I disagree. I say if like Jason Jordan had a good gimmick and he was interesting on the mic, then yeah, the fans would be fucked up for booing the guy and cheering The Miz. But to be honest, The Miz, I mean, even The Miz like got the crowd reaction. He knew it. Like he was like kind of waving to the crowd during his entrance. Like he was like, "Yeah, get louder, get louder."
Right.
And then you know what? The fucking crowd, even before Jason Jordan came out, when he was doing the fucking, he was doing the promo and the pre-show, when he's like, well, you know, you guys don't treat the belt correctly. You know, I'm the one that gave this belt any sense of prestige. You know, when I have the belt, it actually means something. People actually try their hardest to try and get the belt off of me. You know, now it's just a joke you guys, you think you think I'm a laughing stock because you want your big guys to have everything. Your Braun Strowmans, your Brocks, your your uh, uh your. I'm not gonna name the name because I'm boycott his fucking ass. And then you have John Cena, and then basically he's like, you know what, like I have this belt and this is the most important belt in the company right now, just because of what I've been able to do, and he got a fucking huge crowd pop. Like he's getting the biggest reaction of anyone. I mean, the only other people I can say, especially in the roster, that are getting as big a pop as him are like Finn Balor and then on the flip side,
The Shield guys did.
Yeah. But you know what? There was parts in that match where it was like very quiet, and we'll talk about that later. I thought.
Yeah.
Like it was a good match. I just have certain parts of it that I just thought were kind of stupid. But call me crazy, but the way that the Miz has been kind of getting himself over, I'd put the fucking Universal title on him. I really would.
At this rate, yeah, because at least he could be a good healer and be like, no one can take this off of me. None of you can take this off of me. Because you
want to know what I would do? Because fucking Brock has the belt. I'd make it seem like Roman was gonna get it. You have this whole big thing. Voldemort. Sorry, I thought Voldemort, the person that we shall not name, would go into Royal Rumble. Think he's gonna like just fucking pounce right all over it. You get the fucking Miz of like all people. Miz gets this like stupid thing, or he fucking low blows Voldemort. He goes out the fucking thing, and then we get the Miz at Royal. We have the Miz win Royal Rumble. Then he goes into like everyone thinks it's gonna be a joke match. It's like gonna be like a 2-minute match. He fucking runs around the ring like from Brock. Brock is like gassed out, and then you have when did Maurice get pregnant?
About a month or two ago.
All right, so by would she be? I'm trying to think of like how long that would be. I have this whole thing planned in my head. Like she comes in, fucking like horse tranquilizes Brock. Like she comes with a big fucking needle and just like stabs him from behind, and he fucking passes out.
Like a Scott Hall tases Goldberg kind of deal.
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, it would make sense because it doesn't. Okay, in that sense, that didn't make any fucking sense because like Kevin Nash is as big as Goldberg, so why the fuck would he need to do that? In this case, it's like Miz is going to get murdered. Like he's gonna get fucking murdered. Like he has to. Like you see Brock just like gassed out. He's like trying to fight off. He beats the fuck out of like the entire Miztourage. Then he puts Miz through a fucking like table. He's like ragdolling him around the fucking ring, and like he goes for like the finisher. Like the ref is distracted or gets like fucking laid out. Like Maurice comes in, fucking stabs him in like the back with like a giant fucking syringe, and then you see like Brock like kind of like doing like one of like the kind of like the swing thing, like he's like fucking loopy or something, and he goes and he thinks that he's taking on the Miz, and he fucking F5s Paul Heyman.
I mean, a lot of people wouldn't buy it though. A lot of people wouldn't.
I would fucking love that. That would be like, come on, he's getting fucking pops off cheap wins. Like that would be the greatest cheap win ever. Like that would fucking be amazing.
At this rate, I mean, well, yeah. At this rate, I'm all for Brock getting shitted on. You know. But all right, we gotta keep the ball rolling here. So let's see. We got next. We got Finn against Bray Wyatt.
Okay. How can we shit on Bray today? WWE asks.
Dude, listen. You know me. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it. Okay. All right. Ever since this guy was in NXT, I've been all for because I'm all for giving people like I'm not one to just get rid of people in pro wrestling. I'm more like, okay, let me see what you could do. Give them something. So when they gave him this Bray Wyatt character, it was like, all right, this is great, this is cool, this is different. And then they gave him a family and all this shit. I was like, all right. And then they brought him up to the roster and he had a lot of momentum. And then after a while, he hit the brick wall known as John Cena, and then shit was just hitting the fan, and so many years go by, and then you realize this guy has more of a losing streak than he does anything else. The fact that his WWE title win was an underdog move is all you need to that's all you need to say right there. Also doesn't help the fact that happened this year and people forgot it happened. I forget that he won the WWE title. And, just seeing this guy now, I just think to myself, yeah, he's damaged goods. Like, he's just really and I fucking even dressed as this guy for Halloween one year. That's how big of a fan I was of fucking Bray. And it's just, he's dead in the water now. It's done. It's over. For me, it's over with. I know it's been over with for you. It's been over with for a lot of people. But me, as one of his fans, I had enough. I just want him out of his misery. I don't care what they do with him. At this point, I'm done.
They've been fucking him up for a while. But do you think they really went out of their way to undercut him now that he's with the whole thing with now because he's doing the whole affair with JoJo?
Dude, he's been fucking losing really bad ever since that even happened. Way before that happened. I mean, he's just been...
No, but even before, right when before it broke was when he was still semi-relevant because he had the tag team thing, and then he was teaming with Randy Orton, and then that ended up burying him.
Well, but that happened. Yeah, but that was during the brand split. Okay, before the brand split happened. Okay, before the whole Raw and SmackDown shit happened, he was dead in the water then. But the thing was, people were still willing to latch on to him. People were still willing to be like, okay, Bray, we're still on board. Don't worry, buddy, hang in there. And then they gave him Braun Strowman, and they gave him his family back, and eventually they split Braun away from him, but which wound up being the best thing for Braun. But we'll talk about him later. And then I just feel like putting him on Raw was a mistake. He was okay on SmackDown. If anything, that would have saved him. But at this rate, he might as well be a fucking cockroach. Just keep losing and coming back. Losing, coming back. Oh, I lost to Finn Balor for 5 months in a row, and I'm still gonna bother him.
Oh, that's actually perfect. That's the perfect yeah, it's basically Bray. It's hey, look, I keep losing. I keep doing this. I have no one left of my family left. I have literally nothing to do other than to annoy somebody that I've gotten my ass kicked consistently. And then the one time they could have built him as a fucking Superman was when he took this brutal fucking they took this brutal fucking he eats pins off of lesser shit, and he takes this brutal looking fucking coup de grace off the top of his fucking head. If I would think that would be the finish. If he kicked out of the regular coup de grace and then he did something where he did the coup de grace to the back of his neck, that should have been the finish. That looked fucking brutal as shit.
Yeah.
That looked brutal as shit. That looked like a fucking curb stomp. That like, and then he's like, oh well, he's a superhuman. He kicked out of that. I'm like, okay then, like, but he's gonna lose. And he's gonna take a fucking stupid bullshit coup de grace again, like at the, like later on in the match, and he's gonna take the pin.
Oh yeah. I.
Oh, it's just so tiring to see this guy. Like he's
It
not a
is.
threat. I don't see this guy as a threat anymore.
Neither is his spider walk anymore. We've seen it how many times already?
You know what made me almost want to throw up in my mouth when he does the spider walk and like Finn Balor like looks like he just shit himself.
Yeah,
and he's on top. He's on top. He's on the top ropes, and he's just like his mouth is ajar. Like what the fuck? I'm like, really, really? Everyone's seen fucking Bray Wyatt's spider walk. Like like Finn Balor would fucking react like that. And they're like, oh well, he made him like freeze in his tracks because it's so terrifying to see a fat man like doing a spider walk.
No, if Bray Wyatt did a fucking 450 splash, then I would be terrified.
Oh.
Then I'd be like, all right, I'm afraid of you now. Right. Or if he just started going full blown fucking Takashi Iizuka, then yes, I'd be afraid of him.
No, you know what the thing is? They could have done certain things, like they'll keep teasing that he has magical powers. Why don't you have him like fucking do like the lights off, like during the middle of a match, have him like, oh, I'm gonna use my powers to cheat, and like he goes and I don't know, teleports out of the like he teleports at random, like the lights go off, and then you see him like someone's going for like a big spot, and he's on the ground and the lights go off and he's up and he's like standing next to you on the ropes and like just patting you on the back, like, yeah, get him, brother. It's just fucking, like fucking around with you, or like you go to do your finisher and he teleports and like it's the referee in that position, or it's like one of the ring announcers and he's like sitting in the like on the he's sitting at the table with his like legs up and he's like, yeah, and then Finn Balor goes for the 1916. And it turns out to be like Michael Cole or somebody. It's like, wouldn't that be like a great way of fucking doing that? Like having a character like do this like crazy shit and like think it's like he's supposed to have these like magical powers, but he never uses them to cheat. He only basically goes in, gets pinned, has a stupid. It's like at a certain point, it's become such a regular occurrence that he does the same shit over and over and over again, and like I really thought they were gonna put him over just because Finn didn't have the demon get up on, so.
No,
and then
he'd gray
they're
on
gonna
these
conclude
instead.
the feud at like a bigger pay-per-view.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I just, like I said, I'm at this point, he's just fucking lose and annoy people. And just keep annoying them and annoying them and annoying them. And then, I don't know. But, anyway, we got the next match, which was the most brutal match, in my opinion, match of the night. We got Ambrose and Rollins successfully defending the title against Sheamus and the opposite of a beaver, Cesaro.
Oof.
Holy
Opposite
shit!
of a beaver. Oh wow. Okay.
Holy shit! That was fucking brutal. Well, yeah, because the teeth. Yeah, because a beaver's teeth fucking hang down. And Cesaro's one into his gums.
I don't know. He's like a vampire, like when their teeth retract.
You know, though, while I'm sitting there watching that spot, and I will talk more about the match itself, but while I'm sitting there and I see that spot and then I realize what happened, I just, like, I'm sitting there with my dad, and my dad's like, oh, they gotta get rid of those ring posts. Those things are a hazard. And I told him, I said, listen, they're not gonna do it anytime soon because they're fucking, they made a toy ring out of it. They put it in the video games. They're actually fucking marketing those damn ring posts that, ooh, they come out with graphics and the people's names on them. I guarantee you, though, if that happened to John Cena or Voldemort, they would be like, yeah, bye, we're getting rid of those tonight. But because it's Cesaro, they don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, it's Cesaro or any of the guys who are doing big spots. Any of the guys who are doing big spots, they're gonna go, oh well, they take a chance with their body.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like it was a crazy spot. It was just a
slingshot into the fucking turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And Cesaro, because he's 6'7", fucking got long shotted in face first into the fucking post. And holy shit, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that he fucking continued the rest of the match.
Like, yeah, especially after you see him and they're like, he's just gushing blood, like gushing blood, and he's trying to he's still doing like spots in the match, and people are like fucking cheering him because of it, and it's like, okay, he's not your champion. Why?
Yeah, he's not the modern day Bruno. Why? I mean, I've been saying that now for about fucking 4 years, but you know, hey, whatever, man.
Okay. So I love the match. The problem I had with it was, you really gonna have fucking Dean Ambrose like Superman out of like that crazy fucking finisher?
I thought that was it. That after that power bomb, I thought that was it. But you know what I would have done? You know what they should have done? They should have Rollins break it up. Because at least it's the illusion of, oh, okay, if Rollins wasn't there, Ambrose would have been down and Cesaro and Sheamus would have won the belts.
Yeah, but even then, it's like...
Or Seth should have pulled the ref out. Seth should have pulled the ref out. Either one.
No, but I mean, even if, like, Seth was part of the combination, so he'd be out too. But it should have been like something where he got his foot up on the ropes. He shouldn't have just like kicked the fuck out.
Or nah, even then, dude. My opinion, if you have enough energy to put your foot on the rope, you have enough energy to kick out. That's my honest opinion. So you know what they should have done? They should have done it so close to the rope where, oh, how is Dean Ambrose? How is this match still continuing? Oh, Dean Ambrose's foot was under the rope the entire time they were pinning him, and then once you bring him to the middle of the ring, Cesaro goes to pin him, and then Rollins breaks it up. There's a way they could have done it. There could have been more attention to detail. So you know what? On that realm,
had a ref bump during the like the combination, or like. They didn't realize the ref was knocked out or out of the ring, so he had to take time to get the ref back in and go for the pin. Yeah, it just like the ending kind of felt sloppy to me. That part like the work up to like that, and then the actual like way that they did the finisher, which was like, okay, let's Kobe, do your Kenny Omega impression.
You know what's sad? Every time I see that, they're like calling it like it's the King's Landing. I see them like, motherfucker, fuck you. That's the V trigger.
That's the V trigger. Like, don't even that's the not even like that's the really like that's the fuck you to Okada too. Like that's.
Oh, I'm sorry. The V trigger, which actually, by the way, the V trigger is actually a fuck you to Nakamura. So LOL.
No. But I mean the V trigger.
That's the rain trigger. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's the rain trigger.
Yeah,
That's what, yeah, that's what he calls it. The V trigger is just a running knee into the ropes, where the guy's head is near the ropes. But that's a mock on the fucking Boomyai or the King Shaza, as WWE fans know it. So yeah, but yeah, anyway, yeah, it's the rain trigger. That's right. I don't know, dude. Nothing too. I'm not a fan of the whole rain trigger into the dirty deeds. I liked it more when they were doing the whatchamacallit, when Rollins is on the apron and he does that springboard knee. Like, when you do that into the dirty deeds, I feel like that's a little more impressive. Because when a guy who's like 220 something pounds is flying in the air hitting you with the knee, I feel like that has more of an impact than oh, let me turn you around and hit you with a knee to the face.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also kind of like stupid. Like, it was really lame because you had this really cool pinning combination. It was like white noise and then a freaking power, like a sitting power bomb of.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. But again, if you were gonna do that move, it should have been protected. So I understand where you're coming from, and I actually agree. With you. But for me, it was one nitpick, and it was still a great match. It wasn't enough for me to shit on the match. But but I understand if for you it is, and for some people it would be.
I mean, no, there was a lot of good spots in it. I like the him when he did the tilt-a-whirl into the metal steps. That's just fucking brutal. Yeah. You see that's what should be going on in a match where it's called No Mercy. Shit that you don't usually see. Things like people getting fucking like put into like objects that they normally, like how they wouldn't normally. But okay, if you do watch that, there was a problem I had with that, even that.
Yeah.
Dean was selling too late. If you go back and watch it again, he sold that super late. Like he took the move, and then like it was like a good 5 or 6 second delay. And then he's like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a fucking. It's like he has delayed reflexes or something.
Yeah. I was just like looking at it and like, oh, come on.
Yeah, but anyway, let's keep the ball rolling here. Cause we're gonna have fun talking about the last 3 matches. Let's see, we got a fatal 5-way match next where Alexa Bliss defended the women's title against Bayley, Emma, Sasha, and the one who got the loudest crowd reaction of the night. One of the loudest crowds of the night, but the loudest between the women, Nia Jax.
Yeah, because they thought she was going to go over because she was in California.
Which even then, dude, I thought she was going over. Not even the fucking California thing. Fuck that. I thought she was going over just because of this Asuka coming up. Because, not for nothing, dude. I mean, not that I have a problem with Alexa. I love Alexa. She's one of my favorites on the main roster. She's so fucking polished. As far as, I mean, in the ring, she'll get better in time, but as a character, as a performer on the mic, she's fucking spot on. But her against Asuka's laughable. Like, at least Nia would be like a little more like, alright, like the casual fans and everyone could believe it, but dude, it's gonna be a killing spree with Asuka against Alexa. So
oh yeah,
it's allowed. That's fucking laughable.
Unless they pull a freaking Shinsuke.
Oh,
like, you know that guy who's on a winning streak and is beating like literally everybody? Oh, you'd love it if you won, right?
Yeah. Oh, you mean like, hey, let's give the guy that we're trying to give a push to a country to where he's not even to wrestle in that country to beat Nakamura. Yeah, I could see them doing that. You know what?
Anything can happen in this shit show.
Anything could happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh my god.
But yeah, dude. No, good match. I thought Nia was dead after that powerbomb to the floor.
Yeah, especially the fucking wicked neck bump she did.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I don't know, good match. I mean, if anything, I found it laughable that they brought Bayley back just so she could eat the pin.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be Emma. Emma was gonna take the pin off on.
My dad was calling Nia pinning Emma. I was leaning more towards Nia pinning Alexa, but yeah, I didn't see this. None of us saw this coming. I don't care what anyone says. No one saw Alexa Bliss retaining here.
Yeah, it was a big night of retains, other than one. Um,
Ugh.
is this Voldemort versus Cena?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna say this. Thank you, John, for overselling for half the match, because now he cannot take him even more seriously.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Do you think he was kind of doing that on purpose?
He was. He was. There was a certain point that Voldemort, was like looking at Cena, and he said something like along the lines of like, "Come on, John, like I know what you're doing. Like, stop."
You know what my favorite. You know what my favorite spot of the early in the match was when like the crowd chanting, "You both suck," and like they're chanting like "Go away" or whatever. But they were doing it more to Roman. But like Cena just looks at the crowd, looks around, he goes waves, and he's like, "All right, see you later."
Oh my god. But that was great. Like, he was just like leaving the ring, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just doing what they want. I at least listen to the crowd."
I love that. If that would be Cena's new gimmick, I would buy a T-shirt of his tomorrow. Just like walk in and like people are like, "Go away." He's like, all right, whatever. I'm sorry, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, it was great. And then he had to get him back in the ring, and
I want Cena's new shirt to just say "K, bye." I just want him to like have like a Hustle Loyalty Respect shirt, and then like he rips it off when people are like, "Go away," and he just rips it off. "Okay, bye."
All right, bye.
I mean, I wish Voldemort had that, because you know what? I give WWE credit on one thing here. Holy shit! Did they make everyone realize that you don't realize what you got until it's almost gone? And I realize now, like, now that Cena's gone, I'm like, wow, things could have been worse. Things could be a lot worse.
Oh, but they are gonna get worse.
Oh yeah, now we gotta deal with fucking Mr. Wet Hair over there. Mr. fucking Greasy Samoan Jesus.
Oh, I'm gonna do a Superman punch and then a spear, and then I'm gonna do two. Okay, call him bullshit on this. 5 fucking AAs? Are you fucking for real? 5 fucking AAs, and it only takes him 1 fucking spear to pin
Samoan
Cena?
Samoan Jesus. I got 2 words for you. Samoan Jesus. That's exactly why that's why I'm sticking to this nickname. I'm going to fucking beat this nickname into people's heads until they use it. He is the fucking Samoan Jesus. This is the same thing as back in the day as what they did with Cena. When motherfuckers would hit him, Shawn Michaels hit him with Sweet Chin Music, kick out. Triple H hit him with Pedigrees, kick out. 1 AA, boom, good night. Same thing here. 5 AAs. Oh, Superman punch, connect. Spear, connect, I win. It's dude, like
I was really, as fucked up as it was. I was actually hoping he got hurt when he fucking did that neck bump off the.
Dude, I was fucking. I don't care what people say, because everyone was doing the same fucking thing. I was rooting for Cena.
Like, I don't mean like permanently paralyzed. I was just hoping like he'd be out, like for like 6 to 8 months, so he'd miss like WrestleMania, or he would miss the rest of the year, and then they'd have to be stuck with somebody wrestling against Brock, and someone would have to get the belt off of him.
You know what? The reason why I want him gone, I'm sure you feel the same way, is not because I hate the guy himself. I think I've listened to this guy in interviews. I think he's a cool dude. Honestly, I think he's okay, as a human being, as Joe Anoy, but as like the character, that's why I want him fucking gone. He's just fucking. It's the same way as when you watch a show and you're like, I want this motherfucker gone. It's like the same way as like the one guy, like I know it's not wrestling talk, but like that fucking guy with the glasses from Daredevil, the one that looked like he could have been the new Verizon guy. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like
I know.
I like as a character, like as a human being, I'm sure he was okay, but as a character, I wanted him fucking dead. I wanted him dead like no tomorrow. I just couldn't stand looking at him.
Yeah, but you know what? The problem with that is the character is going to continue to be there because he's getting this visceral reaction.
But this,
and okay, I keep telling people this. Stop having a fucking reaction to this guy. Don't even give a shit if he's there or not.
But I was saying this about Cena for how many years? And another thing too. This is I'm glad thank you, because I'm glad I remembered exactly what I was going to sum this match up as with John Cena. John, if you realized WWE did the Mike Tyson on us. You know how like when Mike Tyson did that famous "I'm gonna fuck you till you love me"? That's what they did with John Cena. That's what they did with Cena. They fucked us until we loved him, and that's what happened now with Cena. Where everyone's just like, alright, John, now he don't want you to leave, come back. Well, some do, but, like, for the most part, compared to Roman.
But the thing with Cena is, he got over. He got over.
Yeah.
He got over, and Roman, he outstayed his welcome.
That was all it was.
Him.
And it also wasn't a thing, too. It wasn't a thing, too, where it's like, okay, well, yeah, people were booing him. People were booing Cena 5 years into him already being around. Because I was at the Garden where people were booing him, but it was more because like he's beating Benoit, he's beating Jericho, he's beating Angle, he's beating Triple H, he's beating Michaels, which people were like, yeah, these guys are better than you, dude. But that's the problem with Roman too, though. Where like Roman was beating AJ Styles, he's beating Finn Balor, he's beating guys that are fucking better than him. So, yeah.
No, but I mean, like, Cena actually at one point was over.
Yeah, he had the thing on
over early, like, and you know what? He could pull out a good match, whereas the other guy, he kind of needs the other people to put him over. It's not the same way. Like people are like, oh well, you know, he's just young. He can have a good match. It's like if he does have a good match, it's usually the other person working with him. It's not like an equal thing.
You know when I'll leave Roman alone. And or if I'm sorry, Baltimore. You know when I'll leave him alone and I'll actually start giving him props when he could call his own match and the crowd are actually into it. That's when I'll be like, okay, all right, cool, because that's what happened with Cena. That's when I started coming around to Cena, when Cena was calling his own matches, which, not for nothing, if you can't fucking know that he's calling the matches, you sure as hell need to turn your TV up a little, 2 or 3 notches more, because sure as hell you can hear he's calling the matches. But yeah, Roman, once he gets to that point where he can call matches, I'll be more like willing to like respect him. But right now, dude, you know what it is, dude? He needs a repackage. A total fucking repackage. He needs a repackage.
I will never respect him because of what he did to Undertaker in his last match. Not because he won, not because, you know, he beat a guy for a WrestleMania streak that was already dead. I could care less about that. It's a loss. But for what he did, for the fact that it was a terrible fucking match, and we have to remember forever that that was the Undertaker's last match. I will never forgive him for that. That was bullshit. That was not a match that was worthy of the legacy of the Undertaker. So, fuck him. Okay. So, and now we basically have to deal. He's going to be the guy, and you know he is, and the most mind blowing thing about it, and in the most generic possible matchup that we knew was was coming for like last year, or as long as Brock has had the fucking belt, is that now we know that's at WrestleMania these two fucking muscleheads are gonna clash, and no one's gonna give two shits. But you know what? The reaction's gonna still be there. They're still gonna boo him. They're gonna fucking boo his name. And you know what? Vince is gonna say, music to my ears because I'm making money.
I'll expand more upon that when we talk about the main event. But okay, Enzo against Neville. Now seeing exactly what they were doing on Raw and seeing what they're doing on 205 Live, I understand now why they gave him the belt. At first, I thought it's bullshit, and it is bullshit. But I think, honestly, the reason why they gave it is because it is what it is. They wanted to get eyes in 205, and I think they are somewhat succeeding at that because they pretty much transitioned him into as a heel, as a bitchy heel, who's playing a delusional role right now. And people are already starting to boo him a little bit more. So I guess I understand now why they did it. A guy that can't work.
He's just basically playing his real life self then.
Yeah. I'm gonna be obnoxious. I'm gonna be delusional, and I don't care if I don't have talent to back it up. I'm making money. That's what he's doing. And you know what? If it gets eyes on fucking 205, you know what? Whatever now. Now looking back, now that I have a few days to really understand what they were doing, I'm not as mad about it. It was a bullshit match. The match sucked. The match was fucking terrible.
It was the worst match in the entire card.
Yeah, it was the worst match of the night. By far, worst match of the night. But, again, I understand why they did it. And you know what? I'm willing to, see where they're willing to go.
Yeah, but couldn't you have been a manager? Couldn't you have managed somebody?
Yeah, but I've been saying he should have been the Jimmy Hart. I've been saying he should have been the manager. Everyone was like, oh, put him on 205. I was never about that. I never wanted him on 205. Never did. And I still don't.
Because these are all really talented guys. They just have no voice.
Yeah. Fucking give them a voice. Be the voice. Be the fucking mouthpiece. Give these guys fucking mouthpieces.
That's the funny thing is they took somebody who's not a good talker and they made him a manager for one of the guys at 205. So.
Yeah.
Moving on from 205 because to whether or not this is a long-term thing and whether or not this works is to be seen. You've got the last. That funny enough, that was the only title change in the entire fucking pay-per-view. So that means, guess what? Brock won. Can we all just agree that the wrong guy, the wrong part-timer lost? Can we all just agree to that the wrong part-timer lost? Braun is beats his ass for a good 4 or 5 minutes. Looks very convincing. Then Brock is gasping for fucking air like he's been jogging for 3 hours straight. He fucking gets him into a bullshit Kimura. Even though Braun like visibly held the ropes like 4 or 5 times,
You know what
he
bothers me
doesn't.
the most? You know what bothers me the most about this whole match, or not even just this whole scenario in general, is that according to 6 Star Meltzer, which take it for a grain of salt for the most part, but I kind of scaringly believe him on this. Braun was never in their plans to give him the belt. He was never in their plans. He was filler to just get Brock out there to get a fucking pay-per-view buy, because the be-all end-all is to give the belt to Voldemort at Mania.
Yeah,
I
which is
mean,
sad. Which is really fucking sad because they had fucking lightning in a bottle. Because the guy could have. You know what he is now? To me, after this, he's the Big Show. He's literally the Big
no,
Show.
I'm not gonna go that far yet. I'm not.
He's literally the Big Show.
No,
Like,
no,
he's
no.
Kane of the Big Show. He's just there to show up and be big and look menacing and do damage in like Raws and SmackDowns. But when it comes to the pay-per-view, looks like he's gonna job again.
No, I'm not gonna go that far yet. One, he's only had 2 losses. He had fucking only 2 losses so far, and it's to Brock and it's to Roman. Ironically, and my right now, the way I would fix this, you could do the whole I'm gonna smash people through this Titantron and I'm gonna flip ambulances. That's awesome, but the way I salvage this. Give Nakamura the title on SmackDown and have Braun go over the SmackDown and beat Nakamura. Why? 1, it's an interesting fucking match. 2, you give him the actual title. You give him that title. They actually give him the title that guys like Hogan and Austin and Bret and Taker and Rock all won. So at this rate, you can salvage him by giving him the actual title, moving him to SmackDown. That's where I stand right now. Get him off Raw, put him on SmackDown. That's how you fix this.
I really hope they can fix this because that made me like that as bad as Cena jobbing.
It pissed me
and
off.
That was like a shock to the system. This was like a full on kick to the nuts.
Dude, it
like,
pissed me off. It did. Listen, it did. And I'm gonna warn you right now before we wrap this up. It looks like right now Finn Balor is in the plans to job to Lesnar at like Survivor Series.
Oh no!
They're just
no.
They're just feeding Brock everybody.
No.
Also, Samoan Jesus can win at WrestleMania.
Oh.
Because think about it. I didn't realize it until now. Think about it. It's at New Orleans. Because this is how they're doing this. It's going to be
positive for like whatever the fuck he talks.
It's at New Orleans.
And get like a stupid WWE health violation or whatever the fuck
It's at listen. This is why they're doing this. It's at New Orleans, right? The place that Undertaker lost, and the main event is between the two guys that beat Undertaker at WrestleMania. So subliminally, they're still sucking Undertaker off, which is what they're always going to do. They're always going to subliminally suck Undertaker off, which is at the end of the day why Roman and Brock will be the fucking main event at Mania. So right now, guys, either get used to it or don't fucking watch. And at this rate,
I'm not watching. If that's the main event, I will. I swear to God, I swear. I'm giving them one more shot at like the next SmackDown pay-per-view at Hell in the Cell, and then if they fuck that up, I'm boycotting. And I will not. If that's the fucking pay-per-view at WrestleMania, I'm done. I will never watch another WWE. I swear to God. I swear to all the people that listen to our podcast and our reviews, I will never watch them again. I will just strictly watch New Japan and Ring of Honor. That is it.
Hey man, I'll tell you though. Don't it's gonna be a really fun. It's gonna be I guess the best way to explain this. I guess you're gonna be watching a lot more of the New Japan house shows.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're really gonna get in tune with the house shows and everything. You'll be our official New Japan correspondent.
Okay. I'm really like I'm not gonna like I'll watch indie promotions. I'll find fucking obscure indie promotions and watch that shit over watching. My family are the Illinois family, and you know.
Oh, dude.
We have pictures of Vince and Pat Patterson fucking, so that's how we get over.
Oh, you sound just like me when whatchamacallit, from like 2007, 2008, when I was like, yeah, Hornswoggle's Vince's kid. Yeah, hi TNA, hi Ring of Honor. Which it was a little defiance, but it was more of me just being like, hey, there is other wrestling out there, guys. You know, stop crying that WCW is done.
Like, and you know the best part is, they're like just like digging up the corpse and going, hey, look, it's Starrcade. It's like Starrcade. They're like just like
you know what I realized?
The mouth flaps and make it seem like it's alive. It's like, hey, you remember WCW? It's Starrcade.
Hi, member.
Oh.
Well, overall, the final rating for No Mercy for you, I already know what it's gonna be.
It's 2 big fucking middle fingers.
Yeah, for me, it's about for me. I'll go with 1 middle finger. I know I'm being overly generous, but the reason is just because I am refusing to give up just yet. Think about it, dude. Think about it. It took me 3 years to be fed up with Bray Wyatt. I guess you could say I have fucking I have battered wife syndrome, but I don't know. I'm not quick to give up just yet. It does take me a lot.
If Nakamura doesn't go over in Hell in a Cell, and we find out that these 2 jabronis are gonna face each other in WrestleMania, I'm done. That's it. Especially if he ends up winning Royal Rumble again. Oh boy.
I got one more thing, and then I've got one more thing to say, and we're wrapping this up. And I know it's been a long Thunder, everybody, but we haven't done a Thunder in months, so fuck off for all the haters, the haters. But my last thing I'm gonna say, I was willingly ready to just give up WWE back in 2014 when Punk left, because you know how big of a Punk fan I still am to this day, and like, they weren't seeing Bryan in their plans. But you know what happened? People were rioting to the point where it had to get changed. And it did. So that doesn't mean, just because Roman and Brock are in the plans now, doesn't mean that's 100%. You know when it'll be 100%? When February comes in. When February comes in, that's when we'll know for sure. Or not even February. When we're like 3 weeks away from Mania, that's when you'll know for sure. Okay, it's definitive. But things could change, so let's have some hope here. Let's have some hope. We know what their plans are now, but it doesn't mean that Vince can be like, all right, fuck it. God damn it!
You know what I'm hoping?
What? I already know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Hey Vince, what? Can you look at this picture of this new diva that we got? Holy crap! Oh God, my heart.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Oh, it looks like Triple H is the new the head of.
You know what? I'm gonna leave you all with a cliffhanger. We're gonna do a KTR later today. It won't. It may not be live. But we will do a KTR, and I will expand more on the future of this company later today. So, for everyone listening on the download, thank you very much. Everyone listening on YouTube, for that matter, I should say, because we're not putting this on the download anymore. Thank you for the first ever live AM Thunder, and stay tuned for episode 83 of KTR. It should come out probably. You'll probably get it on the download tomorrow morning or whatever. So
yeah, at some point.
So Twitter. The only plugs we'll do on this show is Twitter for you and I. I am on there at EricTheRed211 and at Mr_Bonesaw, so he could chew you out if you have any disagreements with him for Braun and everybody losing.
Marks of that jabroni.
EMWCreations.com/KTR, and until next time, keep it kayfabe. Hey guys, if you're a fan of what you just heard, please hit that subscribe button, and also, look down below. Look at all the links. That's where you can find us. EMWCreations.com/KTR. Also, Facebook.com/KFA Talk Radio, where you can interact with us. Our Twitter links are also on there too. And if you want to search for us and listen to us on the go, iTunes and Stitcher. We are on there. So look on your Apple phone or Google Android phone. Till next time.